ladies and gentlemen, people of all kind, please put your hands together as she delivers her talk entitled Mission Graduate, Kaylee Saltos.
So hey everyone, once again, Kaylee, you can call me Kay. So I just want to start off basically by asking, how many of you would categorize yourself or call yourself a first-generation college student? Okay, and so for the ones who raised your hands and for the ones who didn't, how many of you would categorize yourself as a leader? Okay, so the reason why I asked both of those questions put together is because as a first-generation college student, I have experienced certain things within the college experience that have developed my character and the leader that I am today. So a lot of the times, and I think in this world today, everyone is basically trying to categorize us into certain criteria, or by certain criteria, should I say. And that means as a first-generation college student, people are really trying to define us, and they say, well, who are we? Are we those that our parents didn't go to college? Are we those that our siblings did go to college but maybe didn't succeed in doing so? Or are we those in the fact that maybe our parents did go to college or they didn't go to four-year universities? Or are we those that, are we minorities? Are we structured by a certain type of criteria under social status or cultural status? So that brings me into the thing of, are people really trying to help us, or are they really trying to just break us down within the society that we live in today? And as a first-generation college student, I have had to overcome certain things that many of you in this room have probably had to overcome as well. And that being economic difficulties, social status and cultural background, or what I would say a lack of support system. So the way I picture this is basically my own experience as a senior in high school. I applied to a whole bunch of universities, and I was a really good student in high school, so I kind of knew that I was going to get accepted, but I didn't know if I was going to have that financial stability to have me go. So when it came time to actually have these acceptance packages, I was so anxious to get home and get my award packages rather than just my acceptance letters. And the only thing that I can recollect in my head was, you know, Kaylee, remember, you have to get scholarships because mom and dad may not be able to help you. Or remember, Kaylee, that you have a brother and a sister to set an example for, or set a bar for. Also, remember, Kaylee, you don't want to end up like me. So when certain things like that recollect through your head, you end up thinking about pressure. You know, the pressure sets in, it sinks in, and you're just like, what am I going to do? If I get into these colleges, but I don't have the money to go. So that leads into loans. I bet a bunch of you guys have loans in this room right now.
Yeah.
All right. So that leads into loans. I can take out loans, right? But as an 18-year-old in high school, I can't take out loans. I need a cosigner. But if I'm not even eligible for financial aid, how do you expect my parents to be able to co-sign for my loans? So then it led me to, do I even go to college at this point? I worked so hard. I got super involved. My resume is spectacular, and I'm not gonna go to college. So what ended up happening then was, let me see what I can do. So I said, oh, Mom, in the beginning, I should mention that I did not want to be here whatsoever. I didn't even plan on staying in Jersey. I wanted to go out of state. There was no intention that I had that was going to make me stay at home or go anywhere near here. So I told my parents, I was like, you know what? I'll go to Connecticut because I wanted to go to school there. And I was like, I'll work and I'll make it work. That's it. And then my parents were like, no, it's not gonna happen. We're gonna try to get through this. But it wasn't being able to happen or whatnot. And in April, which by then many of you guys know that you already have like acceptance letters, you already have accepted your college and you know where you're gonna go. In April of my senior year, I was awarded 2 things. NJCU and St. Peter's awarded me scholarships. And this is where I'm going to talk about some tips later on. And you appreciate the opportunities that come your way and you take full activity of it, basically. They came to school and they were like, look, this is what you have shown us, blah, blah, blah. I never even applied to NJCU, but here's a scholarship, here's a mentor, and do you want to come? At that point in time, it was either you give us an answer right now or we walk away. So although I wanted to go to school out of state and the whole 9 yards, I had to stay here. And I knew that I had to go to school. So this is where Mission Graduate comes into hand. And I said, I'll take the opportunity and I'll be appreciative of it and I'll fly with it. And so when I talk about the lack of support system, see, one of my main things was the economic instability. But when I talk about a lack of support system, it's not that I didn't have someone to support me, because I did have a family who was going to support everything that I wanted to do. I had friends who were really supportive. I had that whole support system. But as the oldest of 3, there are certain things that I wish I had like an older sibling to go to. I had an uncle who was like a professional. He went to college in the whole 9 yards, but he didn't live with me, and he didn't tell me anything. That really had to be done. So I wish that I kind of did have that. So some tips that I would give to freshmen or first generation college students or anyone transferring from another institution to now is, first off, go to class and strive for good grades, because you never know when you're going to have an exam if you miss a class, and you never know how lengthy or how much it weighs for your GPA to be great at the end of your college career. 2, have a calendar. Please invest in a planner, because you will get super busy, and you should also have Google Calendar, which is like the easiest thing to use. And 3, get super involved. If it's something that I tell you today, is that if you have the chance to double major or get involved, I say get involved, because when you come out of college, it's going to weigh more that you have a lot more professional experience or bonds and connections within school, rather than you can have all the knowledge in the world. And how much is that going to help you if you don't have that experience to back you up? And then I'd also say to have a hold of internship opportunities. Reach out to your career centers, have advisors, have mentors, connect with people that are actually going to open doors for you. And lastly, be appreciative of the opportunities that you get. You may think that things are small at this point, but at the end goal, it does make you and build upon your character. You don't want to just be a statistic in this society. So as a first generation college student, or as a student who has decided to come to school, right? Like, I chose to come here and make this talk. I chose to come to college and finish my 4 years, because as a senior, I can officially say that I'm gonna finish, and that's that. And that's my mission, graduate. But for you guys, don't be, whoever's not a senior, don't be a statistic. Make sure you get your work done, because in the end, it all works out. You need to be able to complete in order to compete.